Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. I apologize if I sound a little congested. My whole family got sick following Christmas, so I've been a little down for the count lately. It's been very hard to film and edit videos, so I apologize that it has been a while, but I have an unboxing today that is so exciting. Honestly, I cannot even contain my excitement because I have been waiting to unbox this on camera. Also, I just haven't been feeling up for it really, so I wanted to wait till I felt better to open this because this is a purchase that I have been looking for, waiting for a very long time, and I just wanted to be in a really good, exciting, fun place when I opened it, and it's a perfect time to do it on camera with you guys. So I am wearing some vintage Chanel earrings today in honor of this unboxing because I am unboxing a Chanel vintage maxi classic flap. At least that's what it was listed on. I did purchase this on eBay. I'll tell you a little bit about how I found it, how much I paid for it, and then we will unbox it together, and hopefully it looks as good as it looked in the pictures and it's not a complete nightmare. But let's go ahead and get into it. So I am gonna start by giving a little bit of a backstory here because a lot of what you've seen on my channel has been Louis Vuitton, but in all honesty, when I first started collecting handbags, which was around 16, Chanel was always my favorite brand of all brands. Over the years, Chanel really was my focus, and then as the prices started getting higher, I started paying more attention to Louis Vuitton because it is much more affordable, or you can get a lot more for your money. Of course, I love both. Louis Vuitton, Chanel, or are my favorite brands, but it has been a while since I have bought a new Chanel item. The way that I typically budget or think about when I'm gonna buy a handbag is this something that I need right now that I cannot live without? Is it going to increase in value over time or decrease in value over time? Meaning, does it make more sense for me to pay resale for it or wait it out a little bit and maybe get it at a better price later? Or if I'm shopping in the pre-loved market, obviously I'm looking for, the best price on an item, and same thing, it's like the money I have allocated at that time, is this a good deal? Can I afford to buy this right now? Do I really need this in my collection? So a lot of the products that I've been buying in the last year or so have been new releases from Louis Vuitton that I knew if I didn't get at retail now, they might be more expensive in the resale market. For example, the heart bag, I knew that if I didn't try to get that at retail, I would have to pay over retail for it, and I wasn't willing to do that. So I tried really hard to get that bag. I have always loved Chanel vintage. Some of my holy grail bags, like if I had an unlimited budget, are vintage Chanel 90s bags. I always thought that I didn't need to focus on buying vintage Chanel right now because the prices were decent in the market and I knew I could always go back for it. So there was no sense of urgency or FOMO at the time. But in the past year, even including COVID in 2020, the prices of vintage have just skyrocketed. And that is because of the increases of Chanel at retail, as well as quality concerns, etc. I have always felt that the older Chanel is more worth the money than the newer Chanel. And as I've been paying attention to it more closely, the vintage prices, the resale prices for Chanel in general just keep going up and up and up. And it is not what it used to be. So I have always wanted this vintage Chanel, either a maxi flap or a jumbo flap. I was open to either. But correct me if I'm wrong, I think the difference is 12 inches for the jumbo and 13 inches for the maxi. I'm not sure. This one was listed as a maxi. We'll see what it is. I'll get out my tape measure. But these were always, between $2,000 and $3,500, depending where you were looking and what kind of condition it was in. And I was like, I'm gonna wait. I know I can get that someday when I find the right price, or the right price in the right condition. Now these bags, guys, $5,000, $7,000. It's crazy. And I have serious FOMO because I was waiting thinking that I could always get this bag. And now it's I'm not paying that, knowing what I could have bought it for several years ago had I committed my money to it back then. So I have been scouring the internet. Guys, my shopping is out of control in terms of not even just buying, but browsing. I am constantly hunting every resale site, seeing what's available available Facebook groups, whatever. That's also very dangerous because then if you see something, you might pull the trigger on it. I'm constantly looking, right? I was at the point where I was thinking I would have to spend around $5,000 for this bag, but what I really wanted to spend was $3,500. That was the price that I was comfortable with, in that I felt that if I could find one for around $3,500, then I was less mad at myself for not buying it 3 to 5 years ago when it was, you know, much cheaper. Anyways, I was scouring eBay, and eBay can be a dangerous place. Don't get me wrong. You have to know what you're looking for. You have to know your bags. You have to know certain authenticity things to look for. If you're not an expert, it can be dangerous, but I do know a little bit about authenticity, so I do feel comfortable shopping all resale sites. But of course, when I do get a pre-loved item, I always double check my own work and get it authenticated by a third party, just to make sure, because you never want to be caught in a scenario where you end up with a fake bag when you go to sell it years later, if you decide to sell it. So anyways, there were a few of these bags that I was watching. This one had sold previously, and I'm not good at like tracking the ending of eBay auctions. Like, I watch things and then I forget about it. So this one had sold, and I was bummed because it sold for like $3,100 or something like that, right? And I was like, oh, I should have been paying attention. Like, that's the price range that I want to spend. And then it got relisted and it said, you know, previous buyer had not bought. So at this point I was like, this bag looks good to me. The images looked a little bit like a filter was used, but what I look for in a vintage jumbo or maxi was, I don't want the quilting to look like crushed. I want it to look either flat or puffy, but I'm fine with flat as long as it just doesn't look too crushed. I look for slight creasing. I'm okay with a little bit of creasing. It's still a vintage bag. I still love the look and the feel of a vintage bag, so I'm totally okay with signs of use, but I didn't want it to look like completely manhandled, right? I was looking for black lambskin with gold hardware because the vintage lambskin is just so high quality. I really wanted one from the 80s or 90s, and I really wanted the gold hardware because obviously it's 24 karat plated, and I love the huge CC because I just think like this bag looks stunning worn with anything really. So I was looking for a bag that, again, didn't have the crushed quilting, looked somewhat good and maintained its shape from the front. Not as concerned about the back because obviously when you're wearing it you don't see the back as much. I didn't care if it had burgundy interior or black interior. I love single flat bags, so this was just like a great bag for me. Even though the pictures were heavily filtered, my main concern about this bag was the leather quality might be a little worse off, just because you couldn't tell in the lighting, but that's okay because then I could send it to a leather spa. My biggest concern was whether or not the quilting looks crushed or not. So we are gonna find out together if these pictures were good enough to do this bag justice, or if I have a piece of garbage Chanel bag on my hands. We'll see. So this is the first bag. I'm pulling up my phone here to give you a few more details. This is the first bag that I bought on eBay that went through their new authentication process. So I want to tell you a little bit about the timeline. So this bag I actually purchased on the 8th, and I only, based on the pictures, it looked like the quilting was in good shape, which is what I cared about. I only asked her 2 questions, which was the serial number intact, because I couldn't see it in the images. Everything else about it looked good, and I knew that it was going through eBay's authenticity process, so I knew that that was a second check, and then obviously I'm gonna check it myself. So she said that it did have the serial number, and then I asked her if it has any vintage smells. That is my biggest concern when buying vintage bags, is always smell, because that can be the hardest to get out. I don't mind like the old smell as much as like I wouldn't want to deal with cigarette smoke or anything like that. I have only bought one pre-loved bag in the past that had that vintagey smell. It is this one actually. It is not like a horrific smell or anything, and actually I'm gonna do a video soon on how to remove vintage smells, but that is something that I care about. So I asked if it had the serial number, the answer was yes. I asked if it had any vintage smells, the answer was no. So I went ahead and bid on it. I won this on December 8th. My winning bid was $3,250, which is crazy, right guys? That is a great price for this bag. She has it listed as a vintage Chanel maxi flap bag, and like I said, the leather had like a few creases here and there. there. The shape looked like it needed a shaper, a little bit of a shaping, but the quilts looked not puffy, but at least straight and not crinkled. So even though I won for $32.50 with tax, I ended up paying $3,604. You always have to factor in tax and shipping, guys, when you're bidding on items like this, and make sure that your total budget includes those things. So shipping was $150, which is pretty high. I wasn't sure why. I'm assuming it's because insurance, which is interesting because it's going to eBay's authentication center, but whatever. I didn't care. Again, I was looking at it from a total budget perspective. Shipping was $150, tax was $204. I paid a total of $3,604 for this bag. I won it on December 8th. She shipped it on December 10th, and it went to the facility relatively quickly. It gave me an estimated delivery date of December 21st, and that is actually when I received the bag. So I got this bag on December 21st. It has been sitting in my house since then. I know, right? I'm crazy. How could you let this bag sit in your house? Here it is. But I was not feeling well. I had so much going on for the holidays. I didn't even have time to get into it or deal with it. Even if there is a problem with it, guys, I wouldn't have had the strength to deal with it. So now I'm ready to open it. We are going to do it together, and you can either bask in my glory with me or cry with me. So sorry for the backstory, but this one was really important for me. Let's open it now. Pink scissors. All right, I don't want to show you my address, but here we go. Be careful, guys, when you're shoving scissors into boxes. You don't know how it's packed, and you could scratch the bag or the box, so don't do what I just did. Dangerous opening bags on camera, huh? And also, this listing said that it didn't come with the dust bag and the box, so that's totally fine. So here we go. So this went to the eBay authenticity program, authenticity guarantee. Says take me with you. The authentication took place in Las Vegas, Nevada. So this is how it comes packaged. Guys, I save these bubbles for helping, you know, put in some of my bags for storage. So tip for you. You can also buy those on Amazon, but I don't know. I get so many packages that I save them. All right, here we go. Here is the bag. Some more bubble in there. This is actually a really substantial dust bag, and it has the eBay logo embroidered on it. This is actually extremely quality dust bag. I'm actually kind of surprised. All right, are you guys ready? I'm so nervous. It feels, okay, in the bag here, it feels a little smushed and thin, which is kind of concerning, but that's okay because we can always put a shaper in it and shape it. I'm feeling it. It's so soft. Oh my God. This bag is so beautiful. You guys, check. I couldn't be more happy. I'm so glad I waited till I was feeling better to unbox this because holy shit. This bag is in great shape, you guys. Let's look at the details. I will send this to get authenticated. I will probably use Zico. She is a very trusted source. But as pictured, look at these quilts, guys. They're like an in-between puffy, but there is no creasing in them. I am obsessed. Oh my God, it's beautiful. Look at the logo. Not a lot of scratching, nice vintage appeal. I mean, with stuffing, this bag is gonna look really nice. You can definitely see the age in the leather, in the strap. I don't know if you guys can see that. I apologize, my nails aren't done, but like it's definitely fading. There are spots of fading. Let's look at, here are the eBay authenticity cards. I don't know what it says. Authenticity guarantee. Return void if removed. Then I don't know what this is. Authenticity guarantee. Tap card to your NFC enabled phone to view your authentication details. That's pretty cool. And then it says Chanel flap bag. And then it says, here's to your new handbag. Congratulations on your purchase. We're thrilled to deliver this beautiful bag along with proof that it's the real deal. Your new edition has been meticulously authenticated so you can carry it with confidence. Thank you for choosing eBay Authentication Guarantee. This is really nice, guys. Okay, I don't want to mess it up, but and I know I shouldn't be holding it like this, like I'm crushing it. Oh my gosh, what do you guys think? Okay, let's open it up and look inside. All right, ready? Guys, the chain is substantial. It's heavy. You can hear the spring in there a little. So cool. All right, so I did know that the interior of the bag was black, and I did know that it did not have the CC stitch in there. I was aware of that. Here is the lock. Of course, you can see the screws there, which are flathead. Anytime there are Phillips head screws, it is a concern for authenticity because Chanel doesn't, and most designer brands do not use Phillips head screws. All this hardware looks really good. Tell me in the comments what you guys think. There's a little interior creasing here, but honestly, you guys, this bag is incredible. The serial number is down there. Oh my God, guys, I got such a good deal on this bag. I feel so satisfied with this purchase. So there's the pocket. You've got the Chanel symbol on the zip there. It says made in France right there. And there is the registered trademark, sorry, Chanel branding. I don't know if I can get it there. All right, serial number I think is going to be very difficult for me to shoot, but it is there. Check the serial number. This bag is a 3 series. It has 7 digits. That means that this is from 94 to 96, which is just so cool. This is a 26-year-old bag, which is just incredible. I cannot believe the quality of this considering how old it is. I just die for this bag. Honestly, you guys, I thought that I might send this to leather surgeons, but it looks like it's in great shape. I think here's the back, which these are the like pulling or wrinkling that I did notice in the pictures. But like I said, I didn't really care because it's the back of the bag. Let's get out the tape measure though and see. I think this might be a jumbo, which is totally fine. The strap feels so heavy. So it's actually a lot harder to string the strap through than my other jumbo bag. So I just paused the camera for a second to do it. This is why I love jumbos, especially if you're plus size. This is like such a plus size friendly bag because they fit so nice crossbody. I am tall. I'm also a size 16, 18 size top, and I have a bigger chest. So I love jumbos and I love the extra length in the strap. And guys, this strap feels like super substantial, which is something that I think is totally lacking in today's Chanel bags. I like when the bag feels heavy. To me, that feels like you're getting your money's worth. When they feel like light, you're kind of like, what, I don't know, what did I pay for here? Let's measure it, and I don't want to scratch the bag. So it is 12 inches across, and it is 8.5 inches high. And again, it's like a little smushed. So I'm definitely going to stuff this bag and get her on the shelf back here. Guys, I am so happy. I'm so happy this turned out the way that I thought. Like, I thoroughly inspect pictures and I look for all the flaws. I cannot tell you how amazing this vintage lambskin feels. Tell me what you think down below in the comments. Was this a good purchase? Did I get a good deal? So this was my last handbag purchase of 2021. Like I said, I received this on December 21st. This is also what I bought myself for Christmas. Me and my husband did not exchange any extravagant gifts. My husband built me my dream closet, and this will probably be his gift to me for the next 5 years, which is totally fine because I am So thankful for him. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video and celebrated with me, because this is a Grail bag that I wanted in my collection for a long time, and to find it in this condition for the price that I found it in is just like, I couldn't have asked for a better end to 2021 and a better piece to add to my collection. Thank you so much for watching. Please check out some of my other videos. I've got an empty closet reveal going up soon, and I am almost done filling all of my stuff in this closet. I've still got a little bit more to do, and then I cannot wait to do a full handbag collection video for you guys. So please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.